When things go wrong, most like to blame. They vent their frustration and like to complain. Some move right on, learning their lesson. Others worry themselves into depression. Scapegoats are hunted to burden the blame, hiding the facts, not to tarnish their name. Hey dosto, Anson Andrews is in the house, and I hope you are all busy being awesome. I am super happy to be here and welcome you all to yet another episode of HiStories. Sachi baatein, zero bakwas. The above lines are taken from the poem Nothing Sticks by Bill Hownwell, who clearly explains that humans always want good things to happen in their lives, and we readily take credit for the same. But in case something unpleasant happens, then we tend to pass the blame. On that note, let me share a quick story from the Holy Bible taken from the book of Genesis. Abraham and his nephew Lot had just returned from Egypt. They were prosperous, wealthy, and blessed with a lot of riches. Both owned a significant share of livestock and other goods. However, on their return, Abraham and Lot found that the land could not support the large number of animals that they were now required to feed. The problem was compounded by the fact that the native Canaanites used the very same land too. And in many cases, often they held the most desirable fertile land. The stress of trying to feed the animals on limited land began to create tension between Abraham and Lot's workers. After much thought, Abraham, with the intention of resolving this problem at hand, said to Lot, "Let's split up. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. And if you decide to go to the right, I'll be glad to go to the left." Abraham asked Lot to choose whichever land he desired and said that he would take the other part. Lot agreed and chose for himself the plain of Jordan, a fertile, well-watered land to the east. Meanwhile, Abraham stayed back in Canaan. After separating from each other, we can see that the Lord came to Abraham and blessed him. When we analyze this story, it is clear that Lot got the better land, and Abraham settled for the rest. It would have been so easy for Abraham to blame his situation. But instead of blaming his circumstances, Abraham accepted his land and decided to work hard. This pleased God, blessed him with immense riches. Now, this is a valuable lesson, my dear friends. And speaking of blessings, wouldn't you all agree that we all love hearing real-life testimonies? Testimonies inspire, and they urge us to change for the better. So here's a small testimony for you all. There was a girl from Kerala who used to live in the slums along with her parents and siblings. Due to poverty and in order to survive in this competitive world, her parents could not take care of the children and instead had to focus solely on their work. But our young friend didn't let that bother her. She took it upon herself to be the family's caretaker and spent a lot of time making sure her younger siblings were taken care of. In order to help her parents financially, the young girl also took up a job as a domestic help at a Catholic family's home. While working one day, she heard the family discuss about going for a spiritual retreat. And on further inquiry, she got more information and was keen to go as well. The retreat truly touched her, and she developed a new understanding of holiness, of Christ, and of the grace which we receive when we endure every suffering with a smile on her face, with happiness. This family recognized the girl's hard-working attitude and intentionally kept her workload very light. Instead, they motivated her to study and helped her financially so that she could pursue her education. Our young friend made the best use of this opportunity and worked with complete dedication. She managed her studies, her siblings' care, her family responsibilities, everything to the best of her ability. And over the years, she completed her education with flying colors, became a very successful young lady, and also improved her family's condition completely. She also helped her siblings pursue their education, and they are now serving as nurses. Wow, what an inspiration! We all know life in a slum is not very easy. Being burdened with responsibilities, societal and family pressures, it is easy to succumb because every day is a new challenge. But this girl took full responsibility for her life. She claimed it and reaped 100-fold from the situation she was in. She put up a good fight despite the harsh reality of life. Do you think that if she blamed God, her parents, her situations, and everything around her, she could have achieved any of this? This game of holding others responsible for our lives, our situations, has become a very common facet in today's world and is a quick excuse to drown in our own sorrows, to not take any action at all. The effect of blaming also can be understood if we think about the two thieves who were crucified with Jesus. The one on the left said to Jesus, "You say you are the Messiah. Why can't you save yourself and us?" On the other hand, the thief on the right rebuked him and said, "We have been punished justly and are getting what we deserve. But this man has done nothing wrong." And he, in his last moments, this thief recognized his Savior. This very act of acceptance, of claiming and believing, helped the thief on the right side receive his share in the kingdom of heaven, while the other thief found himself doomed to the land of the dead, as is written in the book of Romans in the Holy Bible. May the God of steadfastness and encouragement grant us all the resilience and the strength to live in harmony with one another in accordance with Christ, so that together we may with one voice glorify Abba Father. With that, I hope you all had a good time and took something away from today's episode. If you really enjoyed it, please do share it with your friends and family. This is Anson Andrews signing off. Until next time, hum fir milenge dosto for the next episode of HiStories, Sachi baatein, zero bakwas.